The way it's structured right now with 37 different offices, we have 37 different forms,
right.
37 different answers, and I asked him to please, last time, help us get one-stop shopping.
Okay.
He was very, very agreeable this morning to helping us do that.
Okay.
So,
what has the industry done so far in terms of working with BP? And have you had much luck with pushing claims yet, or?
We are not.
Okay. Have you actually filed? Has anyone actually filed, or is
Absolutely.
that
This man right here. Yes, I have another board member that just walked out that has filed a fairly large claim and has received nothing. So it's getting pretty crazy.
What's the response?
Well, this one that I just heard was they told one property that you're going to have to split it up into 4 or 5 different claims. And Feinberg said this morning that is not the case, that we will do one claim per property. Hopefully, when Mr. Feinberg really takes the helm, which I guess he kept referring to the first of the month,
Right.
So hopefully that's when we're going to see this process expedited and become much more streamlined than it is.
How has this bill really impacted business? When you actually go in and you're able to make the case to him or to his claims people, what will you say?
Most of our members are telling us about 30% is what they're off. But you have to also remember that that's 30% down from last year,
right.
which was 30% down on the normal because of the economic meltdown. So we, as an industry, which is why it was important that they allow us to prorate over a 3-year time frame.
Is that enough, do you think, to get a sense
3
of
to
the
5. We
business?
probably would have preferred 5, but the most important part was don't compare us to last year.
Right.
So, so we're probably, as an industry, we can be pushing 40 to 50% down over the really good days.
Right.
So, one of the things that you could help us with, if we can get this off the ground, the season in this particular part of the state ends very, very soon.
Okay.
Some will tell you the 1st of August when the kids go back to school, but for sure by the end of August. What we're trying to do is develop a back to the beach, like fall back into summer. And I don't know how familiar you are with the Panhandle, but there isn't a more beautiful place to be probably in the world than the Panhandle in the fall.
Okay.
I mean, people come here in the summer because of families, but in the fall, it's like 78, 80 degrees, no humidity, and absolutely gorgeous. So what we would like to do is develop a fall back into summer campaign, and then we have a huge wine festival here in November, first weekend in November, and kind of cap off what we want to call our new season with a toast to the coast, and have a big wine festival, big toast along all of the coastline. So we're hoping to kick that off and begin to generate an interest in coming to the Panhandle. Yes, we are beginning to see a little bit of an uptick, but unfortunately, as we were fearful, it's too late.
Right.
It's at the end of the season. So, and really, we really saw it as a quick drop-off. I mean, the phones would not stop ringing when the oil spill happened, but the questions were, I'm calling to cancel.
Right.
There's, you couldn't talk people out of it. It just, if they perceive it that way, then there was no talking about it. One last thing I want to mention to you that's important is we're trying to extend snapper season. And snapper season ended Friday. If we could, we had a very lengthy meeting yesterday with Game and Fish to see about it.
Would that be a state issue?
Yeah, well, state waters and then federal waters. The state is working with the feds to try to get all these waters open and then go after extending both state and federal for snapper season.
And is that sport fishing mostly?
Yes, well, both commercial and sport, and our restaurants need it. There is a plethora of snapper now. Think about it. All of the boats that would have been fishing have been on BP's payroll as a vessel of opportunity. So
kind of like a
common sense tells you that there are more snapper out there than one can imagine, and so why not go ahead and extend the season and try to give us something to bring the tourists back.
And are you worried that if you're not a restaurant that's a seafood shack or a seafood place on the beach, you're serving something else, you're further away, but of course, I mean, you're dependent on people coming there to the beach. I mean, that's why people are here. That those sort of restaurants, those sort of operations may not get the claims they need.
Well, that's why I asked that specific question about the restaurant that's in Tallahassee. It's 180 miles from here. Then, and I happen to know numerous that are in the seafood, particularly the oyster business, that have had a huge drop off in
Right.
business. So, but he answered it the way we hoped, that they do fit his formula, so they will be filing a claim. Great.